for me, Gap was everything and more that I had hoped it to be. The company my group worked with was an Italian company that specialized in noise acoustic control. So the product that we focused on was industrial silencers for large engines and compressors, something that I had never thought I would spend my summer researching, but I actually enjoyed it. The research process was great. My suggestions to the students that are going through the program now that I've spoken with is always, get a jump start on that research. The primary research is really the most important thing with the GAP program, and it also provides you with a lot of relevant experience that you can apply across the board, whether you're doing research later on, international or domestically. My group, I was one of the lucky ones who, actually my entire group traveled to Europe for our project, and I specifically traveled to Italy and met with our company executives, which was an amazing experience. I mean, we were very blessed to work with such wonderful executives. They really took care of us, showed us the home country. The most memorable moment for me for GAP was probably during the kickoff when the companies had actually come to Anderson to visit us for a course of a few days. And I remember sitting in a breakout room discussing our strategy and what type of business plan we were going to put together. And we were speaking in literally 4 different languages. One of our executives did not speak any English. He was fluent in Italian, French, German, and Spanish. And myself and one of my other teammates knew Spanish, so we were speaking to him in Spanish. And he was trying to explain how industrial silencers work by drawing it out on a whiteboard and speaking to us in Spanish. So that was just, to me, like the most international experience you can get. So my teammate and I were translating for the rest of our team in English, while another one of our teammates spoke German, so he was talking to our executive in German. And then we had an Italian student on our team who was speaking Italian to the other executive, as well as the one that really didn't know any English. So that's something I don't think I will ever forget.
Mine was the BCO option, like Dylan mentioned. So it was something that I hadn't considered going in. That GAP was one of the main reasons I came in, and I still feel very strongly about GAP. But we kind of fell into it. One of the people in my study group, there were 5 of us, had talked to a company in Korea. His family's Korean, he's Korean. So he had personal family relationships with a company in Korea that produces home automation systems. These are the flat panel screens that you have on the wall that control various parts of the home, like climate, air conditioning, heating, curtains, lights, etc., and even home audio and video and security. So he had talked to them about working with them here, being a distributor for them. That had fallen through because he had gone in a different direction. We went back with that company and started a company of our own to help market that product. We were talking to, and still are actually talking to, builders and developers locally to present a package that's worthwhile for them. And I say that we fell into it because we were trying to think of ideas. He was the one, Mark, who had announced who had suggested that we think about BCO as an option. It wasn't at the time an option. I think now it is for FEMBA, which is nice. And we considered it. We had to do a lot of talking to people, do a lot of convincing. So we almost did our business development before the business development even began internally. But we were successful in the end, and I don't regret any of it. In fact, I think it's been a wonderful experience. It was, a lot of us had some consulting experience, so we wanted to do more business development, more startup experience, and the BCO was a fantastic, absolutely fantastic experience that all of us learned from.
So we had a non-traditional GAP company as well. So most of the GAP companies are foreign companies basically trying to come into the US and sell their products. But we paired up with the Oracle Asia R&D, who wanted to go to India and to work in the microfinance sector to reduce poverty, but not as a charitable effort, but as a business strategy to create technology that would be used in microfinance to reduce the cost. So 5 of us went to India for 3 weeks, and we did all the market research, and we talked directly to a lot of banks and to the government people in India, to the microfinance companies and to the borrowers, VCs. We interviewed maybe about 60 people in 3 weeks, and we came back with a lot of research data and analyzed that and presented that to Oracle, who were extremely happy with their project. So this was like a great experience, not just as a consulting, but to go back to India. For me, it was kind of nice to use my management skills to apply that to in a social problem-solving kind of situation. So the knowledge that I gained back from that, we have used that to write a case actually for another professor here in operations who would use that to teach microfinance in one of his classes now.